welcome to the very first episode of This Week on Doodle Earth, where we go over some interesting, some questionable, and even some right-wing. We cover everything that's gone on Doodle Earth this week, and maybe even weeks before if I'm low on content. But damn it, I'm too honest sometimes. This week has been the perfect week to start this series, because if you didn't know, Doodle Earth has got into a little bit of controversy because of this man, Donald Trump. Now, if you didn't know, a couple of weeks ago, I made a YouTube short about how the Gulf of Mexico was going to be renamed to the Gulf of America. Well, turns out, it actually happened. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a big deal. Which is exactly why it's confusing. I mean, why even bother? But I mean, let's be honest, it has allowed for great minds to come up with solutions on how to make this fair for everyone. Some people have recommended hurling it into space. Some people have decided to place New Zealand in the middle of it so it doesn't get left out of future maps. Feels a bit narcissistic, really. And of course, the Italians have had their input as well. I'm going to be honest, I don't think anyone would have a problem with this one, unless you're on a keto diet. But if you were to ask me on how all of this could be solved, I would say rename them all of America and we're pretty much even. In other news, New Mexico's no longer a thing. But while we're on the topic of naming things, I would like to bring attention to this body of water that has become quite an attraction in Minneapolis. You see, at first it was just a large puddle, and as months and years have gone on, it's still a large puddle, which is why Doodle Earth has officially given it a name, Lake McDonald's. You want to know why it's called Lake McDonald's? Yeah, that should answer it. This is how we truly name lakes. I'm really concerned about what goes on at Alcohol and Drug Abuse Lake, but I'm pretty certain I have a good idea. The crazy thing is, this isn't just a one-off either. Yeah, that's right. Lake McDonald's in Minneapolis is just down the road from Lake Chipotle in Minneapolis. Let me tell you, Lake Chipotle is absolutely outdoing Lake McDonald's. I mean, it's literally got a tourism website with a .org domain. That's like the fanciest one you can get. Not to mention, it allows for fishing and paddleboarding. Yeah, this is honestly just taking it too far. I'm telling you now, if I saw this place on a hot day, I would generally mistake it for Monaco. What I love about the paddleboarding though is that it seems like no one cares. As if the Chipotle was built to accommodate the lake visitors. Like that one time a Pizza Hut was placed outside the pyramids. But that clearly wasn't the case, as Lake Chipotle was taken away from us not too long ago. In all seriousness though, how does a lake spawn and die before the Salt Lake in Utah? I feel like a janitor and a mop could end this lake. I feel like one of Doodle Earth's greatest features was when you could click on any business, any town, any river, any lake, any mountain, and see the dumbest reviews from people who quite evidently have way too much free time. The reason why I'm using past tense is because this seems to be a thing of the past. Well, only for the places you shouldn't have been able to leave a review on anyway. First time I've tried one of these escape room experiences, and it was a lot harder than I thought. That was of course a review for a prison. I mean, did they not think this was a bad idea in the first place? I mean, it's not like you can have a choice to go to prison. Well, actually, you kind of do, I guess. Okay, Airsoft Arena. The guns hit a bit too hard and never seen rubber BBs before. And the smoke grenades hurt my eyes and nose. Staff were rude at times and I wasn't given a gun straight away. Didn't want us to leave for some reason. Food provided was meh. Good costumes, very immersive and overall pretty fun with your buds. Honestly, it's great to see people have different perspectives on prison. But there is so many 5-star reviews for this prison, it makes sense that crime rate has increased. But one thing that doesn't quite add up is that Doodle Earth still states that the average time people spend at the prisons is just 2 hours. Some security they've got there. I mean, have they at least tried shutting the fire exit? They also took reviews away from the most northern town in Canada too. Alert. This was because people kept on accusing the polar bears of being friendly. Anyway, next subject. I found a dope-ass rock. This street in London gained a bit of popularity this week when some people noticed it had a hidden room. Yeah, I don't know why this is a thing. And to think, because this was officially taken by Google, this could end up as someone's location on GeoGuessr. Imagine not knowing that you're inside a TARDIS and finding out this is London. You would think our public transportation is unreal. It's not. So I'm not sure if this was taken in a studio or not, because the inside is a lot bigger than the outside. I don't know exactly how that one works. Not too long ago, a billboard was spotted in northern Toronto. Now, nothing's weird about that. Toronto does like to indulge in capitalism, but it's what the billboard had on it that's really worth mentioning. I'm gonna be real, this guy has way too much disposable income, but I applaud it. I too would do the exact same thing. But what's great about this situation too is that this sign in Vancouver exists. I know the whole supervillain stuff was a joke at first, but it's starting to become a bit too real. He is one Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship away from renting every billboard in Times Square and telling the tourists that it's not Times Square. God damn it, I've just given him an idea. While we're on the topic of things being placed in areas they shouldn't be in order to mislead GeoGuessr players, a goddamn Argentinian pole was found in Croatia, which unfortunately means I've got to replan my next YouTube short. And how does this even happen though? Because when I tried to get a Polish plug socket in the UK, Amazon really didn't want to give it to me. Maybe it got left behind or something when Pangea happened, who knows. But that's it for today's very first episode of This Week on Google Earth. If you did like it, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't like it, please make sure to leave a like. And please, of course, let me know of any stories you want me to cover in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, peace.